Hi, my name is Adelina. I'm from New York. I'm 34, and unfortunately, I got into debt. Like most people, life happens. Life happened to me a few years ago. About 3 years ago, I had decided to move to Florida from New York with my husband and my two fur kids. And while we were down there, unfortunately, I found out my dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. So while we were down there, I had to fly back and forth between Florida and New York. So bills were getting backed up between flying and taking time off of work. So credit cards were getting backed up. And then, unfortunately, after he passed, work got really behind, and then I had to change jobs because, unfortunately, the other job did not stick around because a lot of time was taken off due to the flying back and forth. Upon the second job, then I wound up getting ill myself, and then more bills, but this time medical bills started piling up. Then we had to move back to New York, so then more debt came, such is life. And so we wound up accruing a lot of debt. I tried to pay it down. We tried applying for some assistance from the government, but the problem was by the time the government helped us out, we were still gonna have the credit cards knocking on our door. So there was no other way to get assistance besides calling the New York Debt Relief. And when I was able to get their assistant a few months ago, I was really happy because they were able to work out a simple payment plan with me to do once a month instead of me paying these little amounts to all the credit cards, which would equal to over $1,000 every month I would be paying versus what I'm paying almost like just like $300 a month. And that I know that the credit cards, I don't have to worry about them, and that I know that they're going to be paid. And they work out a payment plan with me, and that extra money that I'm saving versus doing these minimum payments to all the credit cards every month, that I could save and actually work on trying to be able to get my own place and to move out and to possibly move to a place of my own with my husband and I. And those goals that we were trying to accomplish before, that unfortunately the credit cards weren't able to let us do, is really helpful. And it really just gives us more motivation to be able to save and also kind of learn from the mistakes that we had before with the credit cards, to try to remember that yes, they're there, but not to try to rely on them as much. But at least the debt relief was able to literally provide that relief that we needed, because it was just so overwhelming that I used to personally lose sleep at night. I used to cry, and it used to be just so frustrating that it would just be too much for a person to handle. And just, it's true what they say, you can really just get so stressed out over money that it can be really almost life-threatening at times. But luckily with their help, we were able to get assistance, and hopefully they'll be able to continue to help us out. So this was my first week of it, and I hope they continue to help. Thanks.